A24 style, man. So I'm about those movies. I don't know what it is. That Ari Aster, he knows what he's doing. That crazy sumbitch knows what he's up to. Playboy Cardi reference. Yeah. I was listening to him on the way home from the movies. Gotta have a little Cardi. I don't even know why I like Playboy Cardi. His voice annoys the shit out of me, but I like his music. I don't know what it is. It's the I wish he would do less of the baby voice.
Yeah.
Because he's the guy that like really, and because a lot of people do it now.
Mm-hmm.
Like he's a dude, but he raps up here. I'm gonna zip on the lean.
There's a certain quality of some artists where they kind of lean into the grating a little bit.
Yeah.
And you kind of get a weird feel for it.
That's what happened with Playboy Cardi.
Like,
First time I heard it, I was like, "What is this dude doing?" But now I just like it's a vibe.
Well, like that 100 Boyfriend song, like it's a little cringy, but it's still a bop.
Yeah, that's true.
It's a cringy bop.
It's a cringe bop. I'm on a lean for real. I'm of a bean for real. I'm of a lean for real. I'm of the bean for real. I don't love everything he makes for sure, but Stop Breathing is a fucking banger. He's got a number of fucking bangers, bro. I like Lean for Real. I like Stop Breathing. How was date night? It was nice. Yeah, we went and saw Midsummer. Director's cut. The special director's cut.
Theater was packed.
Mm-hmm. Big release day today. I think Ghost Right Here, Right Now premiered today, and there was a bunch of Ghost fans at the theater, a bunch of Ghost shirts. But yeah, I feel like today was like some special day. Is it really like the first day of summer or something today?
I think so.
Yeah, because it's Midsummer, which is why they re-released Midsummer.
Yeah.
That's cool. I didn't know people observed that, but apparently they do.
But yeah, like for a movie that has already been out, that's a huge turnout.
Oh, there was a gang of people in there.
Yeah.
Gang of people. And like the energy was good. Everybody was giggling at stuff.
Yeah.
Even stuff that didn't seem like it was for the giggles.
Yeah.
So some lines in that movie. You think Midsummer accurately portrayed psychedelics? I mean, it went a little over the top with certain things, but it's the closest movie I've ever seen.
We also don't know what exactly it is either.
Right. Well, the first time they take it, it's mushrooms.
Yeah.
So I presume it's psilocybin of some type, but it could be like an analog for. See, it's a long-lasting.
There's a ton of different kinds of mushrooms, and they
There
were
is.
all like paranoid and shit.
Mhm.
That's not typical usually.
Well, it depends. I mean, if well, think about tripping mushrooms, but instead of it's just me and you, and we get to fucking have a personal thing, it's you're in a weird fucking village, right?
Yeah.
And you're freaked out about what's going on. You don't know what to do. Like that's gonna color your trip. Yeah, the theater was good. Explains why I got suggested a 6+ hour video explaining every minute detail of Midsummer. Holy autism. Yeah, I mean, it's one of those movies that, like, well, especially this time, because it's like
It was obvious that a lot of people in that theater had seen it, like,
oh,
50
everybody
times,
had
yeah.
fucking seen it, yeah. I don't think there was anybody in there that was like, let's check this one out.
Yeah.
It's like a special showing. It wasn't really even, like, on the marquee. You kind of had to know it was happening. I gotta be honest, I hated that fucking movie. Yeah, I could see why, man. It's a strange film. You know, it's a movie that like doesn't ever quite shift into gear on purpose. Like that's the point. You're supposed to feel off the whole time you watch it. Like I was talking to Amelia like about the little town. Like there's something like inviting about it. It's beautiful, idyllic. The people seem happy and at peace with themselves, you know, and they've got this like ritualistic living style, and they found a way to keep their traditions alive while kind of living alongside of the modern world and all of that. And there's like something that draws, I think, people in the first world to shit like that. It's a simpler lifestyle, a more connected lifestyle, a more family oriented lifestyle. Like, we've been driven away from each other, right? Like our concrete buildings and our cubicles and our little fucking cookie cutter houses and stuff. And then, you know, you fucking walk into that place and it's like, Jesus. I've only seen it once. I don't know. Maybe I'll watch it a different state of mind. Yeah, I mean, it's one of those movies that, like, I keep watching it because every time I watch it, I see something different, or I notice something I didn't notice last time, or I think of a different angle on it. And this time was extra special because I don't think they're even going to release this. I read that they're not even planning to release this theatrical or this director's cut. And so, you know, it might be a one-shot Johnny just to even see some of the stuff they cut, which was neat. A lot of what they cut was like conversation, from what it looked like.
Extended some scenes.
Yeah, extended some scenes, and there were a couple of cut scenes there. One really interesting one where there's like a nighttime ritual that they do. You know, the sun goes down for like 2 hours, and so they waited for that, and they do like this nighttime river ritual that's not in the main movie, or not in the theatrical release. Really good though, really good.
But we could also see why they cut for the most part.
Yeah, nothing that they added back in gave you much more of a look into it. I mean, the one thing that it was, they cut the funny guy, a lot of the funny guys' funny lines, and I think that was just for like tone purposes. Like, we get that he's a nerd in the theatrical release and kind of off-putting and a little bit fucking antisocial. In this one, he's way funnier, but in a fucking like what a loser type of way. And I don't know, I could see why they cut that, although I bet, like I said, that actor was probably pissed because they took out all his pop. Like, he had the audience laughing several times with lines that were not in the original film. But yeah, like, the thing that they really fleshed out in this that I'm not sure added something or not was like Christian and Danny's relationship. Like, we can tell it's broken in the theatrical release. We can tell that they're like drifting apart. But in this one, there's several conversations and arguments between them that underscore it, make it like more obvious what kind of coming apart they are. But yeah. I always prefer director's cut, but sure, it can be a bit much sometimes, but it shows more of a complete vision. I mean, a lot of directors won't do director's cuts because they consider the final cut to be the director's cut. It's like, you know, there's like a two different ways of thinking about director's cuts, it seems, amongst producers and directors. Like, some of them really want to do it to give people a more complete vision or like extra stuff, and there are some that are just like really, like Denis Villeneuve does not do director's cuts.
Well, yeah, it just depends on how involved the director is into the post-production process.
Yeah.
Like, if the director is already also a producer, then the cut that comes out originally is what they wanted,
right.
Anyways.
Right. Extended version of Lord of the Rings is the only one for me. Yeah. I mean, that movie is like, what they add to that, I mean, it just makes it feel more like the books. This director's cut, I don't think it was necessary, to be honest with you. I agreed with most of the cuts, although seeing the extra footage and the extra scenes and stuff is really neat as a fan of the film.
Yeah, and it was cool to see it in IMAX when you hadn't seen it in theaters.
Yeah, I never got to see it in the IMAX cut, and it was shot for IMAX, so big, beautiful picture, like extra scenery at the edges, extra sound design and all that. It was nice. Why is Hollywood trash? It isn't. I mean, it is, but like, it's no more trash than it ever has been.
There's always been stuff that's simplistic that
80 to
becomes the big
90% of what's
blockbuster. Yeah.
80 to 90% of movies are garbage, and it's always been that way. Hello, Moth. What a nice little visit that was. Yeah, no, 80 to 90% of movies are just garbo, and then that other 10% that aren't garbo are, you know, what makes movies worth watching. Speaking of movies, do you have any hopes for the new Alien movie? I don't know. But why? Because people lack vision, right? There are artists and then there are entrepreneurs. And I think that there are more entrepreneurs than artists in Hollywood. So you got people like doing math on, well, what movies did good last year? Oh, this action movie. What are the main principles of this action movie? Oh, it's got a dark protagonist. Okay, let's make 3 or 4 movies this next upcoming year with a dark protagonist and high action and a lot of fucking CG, and let's release that, right? It's not about like, oh, we found this fucking director or writer or screenwriter that has this vision, right? That's secondary. What's first is what sold good last year. What were people fucking lining up around the block and talking about last year? Superhero shit or some fucking big spectacle action movie, right? Let's make that. Let's do that again this year, because if it ain't broke, don't fix it, right?
And you know what it is too?
What?
When they shifted from film to digital, it was cheaper to do longer movies.
Yeah.
So like movies, there were a lot of shitty movies back then too. They were just shorter.
Yeah.
So it's like an 80-minute shitty movie versus a 2-hour shitty movie. You're gonna think the 2-hour shitty movie sucks more because you're stuck with it longer.
Right. Is it because Save the Cat? I mean, yeah, that's part of it. Like the Save the Cat method of plot writing and stuff. It's like literally like the most rote shit. It's like, here's how you write a movie, a forgettable schlock film. And there are people that follow that or follow some version of that, right? And yeah, man, when a film is predictable, and that's the thing, is like, we watched a movie last night, Monkey Man, right? Which is just a big fucking like action spectacle. But it was so good because it managed to give me what I wanted without giving it to me the way I wanted. So I'm a natural, like, I'm going to make a call about what I think is going to happen. Oh, this is going to happen. Oh, this is going to happen. I wasn't right one time during Monkey Man because it had its own ideas. And so it was almost like presenting you the possibility of a trope and then denying it. Like, I love, there's a scene in it where he's trying to get away. He's, you know, being chased by the police and shit. And there's a window and he goes to jump through it, and like right up until the last second you believe like you're gonna get one of those like explosive action shots where dude goes through the window and falls through the fucking awning or something, right? And he just bounces off the window. It's bulletproof and he has to find another way out. There was tons of little moments like that, right? Dev Patel, yeah.
Yeah, he did the whole thing that Stallone's done with a few movies. Where
Yep.
He wrote it and directed
Wrote
it
and
produced it.
Produced and directed
starred in
and
it.
starred and the whole fucking nine. It's like a quadruple threat. He's definitely like a Sylvester Stallone type. Like Sylvester Stallone wrote Rambo and Rocky and directed Rambo and Rocky. And no, I don't think he directed Rambo, but he wrote
I think
and starred.
For both of them, he did at least one of them where he did all the stuff, but not
Yep.
all of
Yeah.
them.
Yeah.
But yeah, just the level of control you have doing that is insane.
Yeah. I understand. I'm in LA Film School and I want to get in. Sadly, I have to get to slop if I want to be a director. That's not true. I mean, that's not true. You have to take a chance at not getting the recognition that you feel like you might want or deserve, but you don't have to make slop. Jackie Chan once said that he didn't like working on American films because unlike his Hong Kong films, they always pushed him to hurry up. He said there was no art in it. Yeah. Well, you can tell that with a lot of movies. You can tell that, like, the money was first, the art was fifth.
Because, yeah, every take costs money, one way or the other.
Mm-hmm. Yep. I swiped stream and saw an Indian couple flouting their bellies, smiling into the camera. 1,000 live viewers. Like, how?
Well, India's a big fucking country, that's
And
why.
India's a giant country, and skin makes people stop.
Yeah.
If I took my shirt off right now and made sure that you guys could see my nipples, I bet I'd get double the live viewership. One of these days I'll try it.
Yeah, when it's super fucking hot.
Yeah, when it's super hot, I'm just gonna strip my shirt off and let you guys stare at my man tits, and I bet we get a big fat stream that day. It's like, yeah, but the implication of sexuality or nudity will make people stop. When they would normally, like, you know how many people bounce off of this? They just take one look at me and they're like, nope. Pew, pew, right? You got to get them to stop. Jackie Chan would do thousands of takes to get a scene right. In America, they won't let him do that. Yeah, yeah. Well, Jackie Chan is like, you know, his stunt work is like impeccable and he's dedicated to it. Like, he wants it to look cool. He wants it to be in one shot. And sometimes that takes hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of takes. Yes, Stop Breathing is a Cardi reference. Are you the amazing atheist? Every night. I think people are trolling now. I think it's actually like a troll job now. I think there might have been a couple of people that did it real, and then I mentioned like it was getting annoying, and I think there have been people that are just like dedicated to every time I'm live now. They're gonna say it 15 times. Some version of it. Is that the amazing atheist? Wow, where's the amazing atheist? Haven't seen the amazing atheist. Wow, the amazing atheist looks old. Well, you know, like it's like, I guess it's working because it's like, it's not bothering me to the point where I'm going to scream, but it is under my skin. It's under my skin. He's about to be the amazing Buddhist. I know. Stay tuned. I was under the impression I would get blocked if I flaunted with no shirt. I have no nipples, not trolling or being silly, being so real. You have no nips? I don't think you get blocked. You're like, male frontal nudity is not banned on YouTube. I don't think. Why would it be? Is that Jerry Garcia? I know, right? There's like 15 people that people think I look like, and I have to hear about it all day. Queso, Walter from The Big Lebowski, TJ. What's the other ones? There's a bunch. It's constant.
Rasputin.
Yep, Rasputin, Fat Jesus. I get that every fucking time.
Now Gabe Newell.
Gabe Newell.
He used to look very similar to Gabe Newell, but as Gabe Newell aged, some people just age better. Like, they just look weird when they're younger.
That's me. I'm so glad that I fucking stopped looking so weird. Because I looked like a little mushroom chub in fucking high school, dude. That picture of me with my family with the bowl cut, and just like my face is so soft and like round, like my big apple cheeks, and like I'm just so, I look at that and I go like, man, that could have gone either way. That really could have gone either way. That could have gone farther down that road or this, you know. And I'm glad that I figured something out. What is your occupation? I get asked that 90 times a day too. This is my occupation. I'm a podcaster. Yeah, I do this for a living. I made all my money from this for 10 years and change. John Wayne Gacy. Yeah, if I shaved, I'd get gay. Dude, I swear to God, dude. Hollywood wants to, you know, Hollywood is itching to make a Gacy movie or a Gacy limited fucking Netflix series or some shit, right? It may not look like it. You give me a goofy fucking middle America haircut, shave this beard off, bro, it's John Wayne Gacy. It's John Wayne Gacy. Why did you block Vegan Gains? That's a good question. Because I manhandled him the night before, and he came in here with like a smug comment, but he misspelled a bunch of shit. And I felt really embarrassed for him.
Yeah, it was like my cat is vague.
Yeah, he was like,
Vegna or something.
yeah. He was like, I feed my, it was like apropos of nothing. So he's clearly trying to troll or whatever. He was like, I feed my cat vegetables. My cat is a vegna. And I was like, my guy, I'm going to do you a favor. I'm not going to let you sit and embarrass yourself anymore. Goodbye. He had to go. He had to go. It's like, dude, some people just don't know when they've been fucking had their poo pushed in.
Like, do some people just turn their autocorrect off or something?
I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is.
I feel like that would be like the first fucking suggestion when you're typing.
Yeah. That's just petty. I mean, I guess it is. I genuinely felt bad for dude. Like, homeboy really got blown up on his own stream, got made a fool out of, and then the next day he's in here trying to like save face and make a joke or whatever it was, misspelling shit, like fingers all shaking when he's typing and whatnot. So I did him a favor, 100%. Did him 2 favors, honestly. Brought a few viewers to his dead ass channel, and I saved him the embarrassment of staying around me, because it was just going to get worse for him. Sometimes autocorrect doesn't work. It always turns fuck to duck. Well, that's different though, right?
Vegan is just a plain word.
Vegan is a plain word. Anything like anytime I see somebody that's got like a gang of misspellings, I'm like, you had to do that on purpose. Like, especially if you're on a phone, like 99% of the people watching this are. If you're on a phone, dude, phones do that shit automatic now. And there's a free app called Grammarly you can download that'll even automate more of it, like fix syntax and shit automatically before you hit post. It's like, you have to literally want to sound retarded.
It takes more effort too. Like, if you just start typing a word, you can just have it make the right word.
That's what I say. It's like predictive text, which is I use almost every word, autocorrect, and then if you really want to get crazy, if you have trouble with syntax and punctuation, Grammarly. And it literally will make you look like you got the education you didn't. But people are, I don't know, I guess they don't care, or they don't know how it makes them look when they don't type or don't use punctuation or don't capitalize properly. Like, they don't understand that there's a good swath of humanity that looks at that and goes like, fuck, bro. Like, you might be retarded. He's not good at the drama shit anymore. I don't know. Maybe he was trying to start that with me, but dude, I've been around too long, man. I feel like people try and pull some fucking whack ass tricks. Like, they think they're playing 4D chess, but they're playing fucking Candyland and shit. I'm like, I shit you not, man. That's why I say Dunning-Kruger is run wild in this fucking world, bro. Run wild. And it makes sense because we're making more stupid people than ever. And it's like Dunning-Kruger, of course, is the principle that the least intelligent people in a population think they're the most intelligent, right? They overestimate their intelligence by a massive, massive fucking margin. And then people that are actually medium intelligent or more underestimate their intelligence. So it's like the stoops think they're smart, and they just don't like avail themselves of the things that they would have to avail themselves of to look smart. You can't look smart while typoing all over the place. bro. Thoughts on X movie? That's a really bad question because I haven't seen what you're asking about. So the answer is no. And then it becomes a waste of time. So here's a rule that I have to tell people because new people pop in all the time, right? If you want to ask a question or make a comment, make it something that I have to expand on. Make it something that I can expound on as well. Because if it's a yes or no, right? If it's a, hey, Paul, have you seen this movie? And I read it and I say no, that's really not all that interesting to anybody but you, and probably not even you. Open-ended questions, right? Engagement bait. Yeah, bait me to engage with you. You saying, do you like this movie? Do you like this video game? I know it feels good when somebody that's streaming says they like something that you like. Or it just feels good in general when someone says they like something you like. But it's not very interesting conversationally, is it? They got what they were looking for. Acknowledgement. You might want to put a comma or I think actually a fucking,
Dash hyphen?
yeah, like a hyphen or a dash or it's the 2 dots.
Ellipsis?
Is it? No, that's the 3 dots. The bloop, bloop.
Oh, the colon.
Colon. That's what it needed. Needed a colon. It's brain farting the name. How is anyone supposed to know what you've seen? Exactly, that's the point, right? So that's why it's a bad question. You don't know what I've seen. And chances are I haven't seen something. And if I'm not feeling like talking about something, then I could just say yes, even if I have seen it. Have you seen this? Yes. Yeah, I saw it. It's all right. What a waste of time. What a shitty question. See what I mean?
Now, if you're talking about a movie that you loved and someone suggests something that's very similar, and like I think you
Even that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, in the context of a conversation, yeah. If the conversation is, let's all talk about all the movies we've seen this year or something, yeah. But you're a prophetic-looking white man? Prophetic? Okay. I have a prophecy. You will give me all your money. What's your opinion on modern music right now? It's dope. But music is always kind of dope, isn't it? I mean, like movies and music, there's analogs there. There's a lot of shit movies. There's a lot of shit music. If you're not willing to look around and try things that you think you might not like, you're never going to find anything cool. And I think that's what happens to a lot of old folks. Like people my age start to close off and go like, don't stop believing. And they like, that was music, man. All these new trapper rapper guys, they don't know how to make music anymore. And it's like, man, all right. You know, it's up to you. I'm not gonna make you listen to nothing, but yeah. There's a lot of dope stuff in music. I love hip hop. I'm a hip hop head going all the way back, so. What's your music medium? Record, digital, or download? Streaming and download only, really. I used to have a record collection. I used to have a big CD collection prior to that. And both of those were lost in various ways. I think my CD were stolen out of my car at one point. And I lost the record collection and my book collection and a lot of my the shit I had collected in my divorce, so. Travis Scott is dope, Playboi Carti is dope, Kodak Black is dope. You know, I know he passed, but I really liked Pop Smoke stuff. Like, it was totally fucking smooth to listen to Pop Smoke. I know he's a little bit of a murderer, but King Von, you know. I got a lot of the O-Block guys. Oh, fuck, what's his name? I can picture his face in my mind, but I can't fucking remember his rapper name. There's just a lot of great music out now. Wonder why you divorce. I don't know if that was like an attempt to be mean, saying that like, oh, your wife left you because you look like a fucking troll that lives under the bridge or whatever, or if you were just wondering why I divorced. I divorced because my wife and I, you know, we got married. We got together pretty young. Got married. I was 27 and she was 25, and yeah, it just didn't work, man. We kind of fell out of love, I think, is how I would put it, and that was that. You know, it's kind of like probably the same reason that most marriages break up, I'd imagine. No infidelity or anything like that. Nothing drama filled. Well, I mean, it was drama. It was just a different kind of drama than people expect, I think.
And I think you've learned now how to communicate things in relationships that you didn't know how to really do before.
Yeah. Well, I've learned a
Like,
lot about
we've
myself.
been together for like 5 years now, nearly.
Mhm.
We're still having hard conversations.
Those never stop, though.
Yeah.
You know, there's no way to cover it all.
Yeah.
So it comes out when it needs to. You address things as you learn about yourself, too, as you grow and I grow.
Yeah. But I think you weren't doing that.
At all.
Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't know how.
Yeah. But yeah, that's how you make a marriage last, is you gotta have those conversations.
Yeah.
On and on and on and on.
Constant. It's not, you know, any kind of relationship, even a friendship.
Yeah.
Like, things come up, you gotta fucking go through it, and if you just sit on it and let it build up, then it piles up.
Mm-hmm. And you start building that resentment. Like,
Well, yeah, it's like, think about it. Every issue that you let slide, and by let slide, I mean you just stuff it.
yeah.
Piles up. Now another issue, now another issue, now another
And
issue,
that's
now
how you
another
get
issue,
people
now another
having
issue.
Screaming fights over dishes or some
Well, that
shit.
exactly, because here's the problem, right? You let it pile up, and then something happens that forces you to confront the resentment.
Yeah.
But look at the trash you have to take out to get to the
Yeah.
bottom of it, right? You can't let it build up. You can't. You just can't. It's like death for a fucking relationship. You let that shit build. Your person, like partner, this is my wife, Amelia. I'm remarried, right? I'm a divorcee like everybody else in fucking America.
We are adulterous, as some people.
Oh yes, we've spit right in God's face.
Yeah.
You look like the dude. I love it. I either look like I look like the dude fucked Walter. That's what I look like. Think about it. The dude and Walter smashed. Walter got pregnant, had a baby. Am I wrong? No, Walter, you're not wrong. You're just an asshole. See, nobody ever gets that. I have to point that shit out to people because they're not creative enough, right? They'll go, oh, it's the dude. Oh, it's Walter. I'm like, I'm both, bro. Think about it. I've had a friend for 20 years, and that's so true. It's super right wing, but we respect each other for other reasons. We argue, but then we buy each other pizzas right after. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. Is like those types of shit that people argue about online, and like I've watched people's online friendships blow up over politics. That usually doesn't happen in real life with real friends. Like a political disagreement, even a big nasty argument, usually leads to a hug it out and smoke a joint and let's fucking, you know what I mean? It's like water under the bridge, but when you never develop that level of connection and respect and mutual empathy for a person because you're online, like, of course you're blowing up your friendship over the slightest perceived fucking issue. My dad cheated on every partner he ever had, so that created lots of drama. So amicably splitting is definitely better than fights every time. Yeah, I mean, that's what it was with me and my ex-wife. We'd gotten to the point where the only real, like, fruitful interaction we were able to have was hating on each other. I gotta go get my other pair of glasses. Oh, weed, please. You want a drink or something, baby? Can I grab you something?
No, I'm okay, baby.
Sure.
Thank you.
my reading glasses. Because I'm tired of squinting at the phone. I'm sick of it. All right. Look at that. Hey. I can see you guys finally without squinting. Hello. Go to Tahiti for the dry air, friend. Tahiti? How dry could the air in Tahiti be? It's a fucking island. Paul felt. Are people worried about me fucking cough? Dude, I'm a pothead. Ugh.
Coughed on some pot.
I'm a pothead and I'm a smoker. I've got a little bit of a fucking death rattle in my cough, okay? What do you want from me? How does hypnosis work? The principles on which hypnosis works, you'd have to ask a hypnotist. I'm a self-hypnotist. I know how hypnotizing myself works. But what works for one doesn't work for the other, right? The principles behind my self-hypnosis are the same principles I use now when I do mindfulness meditation. And in fact, I think the reason why mindfulness meditation was easier for me to pick up and vibe with than it is for some other people is because I spent time learning self-hypnosis for a very, very funny reason. I heard and read that people that practice self-hypnosis can like bust a nut without touching themselves.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, let's try it. And I was never able to get there.
Mm-hmm.
Got close, though. It's pretty fucking crazy what you can do. You focus your fucking mind.
I think it's easier for women.
Is it? Without any kind of stimulation at all, though.
Well, less stimulation.
See, that's what I mean. I'm talking about just sitting there.
Yeah. Well, I remember seeing something. They were able to like learn more about female orgasms because they found a lady that can do it without touching herself, so she could be in the fucking CAT scan while she was.
Oh, well, she
coming.
can't. Oh, yeah.
So it is possible for some women too.
Can hypnosis bring on demons? Demons? I don't believe in demons, homeboy. Dreams can do that for men. It's called a wet dream. But as far as me being able to successfully hypnotize myself into it, I was never able to get there. But I did learn to get myself into a reasonably deep hypnosis, which is interesting. And I really liked that feeling. It's a depersonalization, right? And it's self-guided. So once you learn to put yourself in that very relaxed mental state, and that very pliable state, you're basically doing mindfulness meditation, right? And I didn't realize it at the time. I started looking into transcendental meditation, which is a bit of a scam. You'll hear celebrities talk about TM. Transcendental meditation is a form of mantra meditation and mindfulness meditation that is kind of like you have to pay to get it. And there's all kinds of ritual that really don't mean anything as far as Buddhism is concerned. Like you will be given, like you have to go into a TM center, you have to pay the money, you have to go through the week-long training, and at the end of it, a guru will give you your mantra. So, and you're never allowed to tell it to another person. Your guru whispers it in your ear, and then that is the mantra that you use, that you focus on when you're meditating. I don't need that, right? Well, I did at the time. I thought I did at the time. But I found that TM is mostly, if not entirely, mindfulness meditation, which is a tradition that is across like the Buddhist and Hindu spectrum and yogi spectrum. But I found Zen Buddhism, and the mindfulness meditation technique of focusing on the breath. And so that's what I do now, right? Well, typical subscription service meditation, I know. Paul, I'm curious. You talk about TJ's Discord a lot. Is it patron exclusive or private in general? No. I think he links it in his videos and shit. Just go join it. I think it's called the Nihilist Kingdom or something. I don't fucking know. I don't link to it because it's not my Discord, but I usually train mind to body on the job. It's a very effective way to pass the time. Oh yeah. Well, the funny thing is that I had the capacity to do this sort of mindfulness meditation and self-hypnosis way before I even knew what those things were. Like, one of the ways, I had a very mind-numbing job. My first job ever was working at a place called Container Recycling Alliance. I stood in a pile of cullet, which is ground up glass, and I picked fucking ceramic and metal out of it. That was my whole job. And it was just mind-numbing, and it went on endlessly. The time would just crawl, man. And so I started doing this thing where I would replay a movie in my head. And I know that sounds silly, but I literally have a facility. If I've seen a movie enough times and I vibe with it, I can go through every scene, every dialogue, line by line, song by song, beat by beat. And it's like I'm seeing the film in my head. And so I would do that with The Lion King. I would do that with Forrest Gump back when I was, 14, 15. Those were the two movies that I would just play them twice a piece and my day was over. Right? Now, of course, I'm still paying attention on a low level enough that I wasn't just like sitting there daydreaming. I'm picking shit out of the thing, but in my head, look at this stuff, isn't it neat? Or whatever I'm thinking of, right? And so you understand that interplay is the same, it's the same, some of the same technique as you use in mindfulness meditation. Yeah, you just reach an equilibrium. But the thing is like that's a stimulation outside of yourself, right? So if you have headphones on, which I wouldn't have been allowed to do because I worked in a industrial site. They don't let people like hamper their hearing. You have to be able to hear a fucking forklift backing up into you. You get crushed. So I wouldn't have been allowed to it, but let's say I was. That would be different, right? So that gives you something to obliquely focus on. In mindfulness, the focus is on your own bodily processes, right? And your own mind. I do that a lot with my job. I have to be quiet for 90 minutes at a time, yeah. I wish I could see pictures in my head. I have inner dialogues and create music, but image-wise, it's completely dead. And see, my head is filled with shit. It's visual, it's audio, it's like song lyrics flow through there. Sometimes it's shit I've heard, sometimes it's shit I just make up. But it's also like self-doubt, negative self-image, self-hatred, regret, and depression, and health anxiety, and stress, and anger, right? My brain's like a fucking bubbling cauldron of shit. And, I try and harness it the best I can. It gives me some cool options. Like, Amelia has seen me just shut down. Like, she'll be talking to me, or I'll be in the middle of something, and all of a sudden I'm just like middle distance and I'm gone. And she'll go like, "You okay, honey?" And I'll go, "Huh? Oh yeah, I'm fine. I'm just thinking about something." Like, people usually don't disassociate when they think about something really deeply, but I have to, because the picture is so clear in my head. If I don't focus on it, I can't see it. So I can't dip in and out of it when it's that strong. I feel like completely ripped away from reality for a few seconds. It's not a negative thing, usually. Sometimes it is. But I've done it since I was a little kid. I remember my teachers doing the Hey, come here. Come on. Hello. My parents doing that same thing.
I'm gonna come in for a little bit with coffee. You sure you got everything you need, baby?
I'm sure. I love you.
I love you too.
Grinding down banisters and bits of metal for a fabrication guy was mine. Oh yeah, I mean, there's. Do you get the disassociation from the PTSD? Yes, and that is one of the examples. And it doesn't happen to me very much anymore. But after that happened, when my PTSD was still untreated, I would just lose myself, and I'd be there again, right? And it's just so real, right? It's such a clear memory, and it's three-dimensional too. It's not like seeing a movie in my head. It's like being in the movie. It's like I go away from here so that I'm back there. And sometimes that's great because it allows me to place myself in scenarios, re relive conversations, and make up in my mind how they could have gone differently. Imagine just like a conversation I need to have and walk through it in my head and see it happening and feel it happening. Think about a bit like, since I've done this show, a lot of times I'll disassociate when I'm just like, I'll have a bit in my head. And it's like, all of a sudden I'll have an idea, I need to flesh it out. So I'm just gone. I've done it in front of you guys before too. And it's a noticeable thing. Like people have, it's not something that happens to me super often because I really try and avoid it. But you guys been watching me long enough, you've seen me disassociate. Do you know those people who can never forget anything, so they relive bad memories? You think you have a mild form of that? I feel your memory is really good compared to the average person. I don't know if it is or not. I have a certain memorization facility, the ability to hear song lyrics the first time and then recite them, and never have to hear them again to recite them. The same thing with dialogue. When I was an actor, one of the superpowers I had amongst other actors was I was the first off book. I started going off book when we were still like 5 or 10 rehearsals from off book. Because to me, that's the rote part. It's like, let's get this down so I can learn the scene. So I definitely have a facility for memorization. I don't know that makes my actual memory any better than someone else's. You were an actor. What works have you done? I started in high school. I've done a lot of Shakespeare, high school plays. I was in Our Town, Grease. I played the narrator in Our Town. I was Roger in Grease. I played the taxi driver in Steel Magnolias, which is a cool bit part. Those were my freshman year parts. And then, just on and on, right? I did Mr. Mushnick in Little Shop of Horrors. I did, I was all tech for Bye Bye Birdie. I did, what else did I do, man? Fucking high school. I did a bunch of shit. I don't know. I did something like 12 plays in high school. And then 2 Shakespeare plays. I did Twelfth Night, or As You Like It. And I did The Tempest. I did a bunch of like competition stuff around that age as well. Then I went to college. I won a scholarship for theater arts performance to a state university. I ended up dropping out, but through that period of time, even though I wasn't in college, I did a lot of community and college level theater. So community level theater, like privately owned theater stuff. I did Minnie's Boys for that, which is like it's a it's a musical about the Marx Brothers. I did college, like community college level theater, which is actually my favorite. I did a show written by the head of the theater department there and also the director, Chuck Irvin. And it's called Canyon Suite. I did a show called Anna in the Tropics there. I did a show called Handler there. Yeah, I forgetting a couple, honestly. I've done a lot of stage acting. And I parlay the training that I took from that to this, right? I'm a performer for a living. I do a podcast for a living, and that's kind of neat. What role would you have loved to play that you never got a chance to? Falstaff in Shakespeare. A couple of Shakespearean ones I would have loved to play, but Falstaff for sure. I think I'd make a dope-ass Falstaff. Let's be real. What's the podcast called? What's it about? It's called Deep Fat Fried. It's me and two other people, TJ Kirk and Scotty Kirk. They're brothers. And we talk about pop culture, politics, current events, and we also do like a stonery kind of informational deep dive type of podcast as well. So it's not every episode, but we do pretty regular episodes of an information style show where it's like, but none of us are like super well educated, so it's more just like stoners deep diving in a podcast. You know, we do true crime stuff. We do, mystery and supernatural rumor stuff. We do politics stuff. We do biographies of interesting people. We do deep dives into historical events, all from the perspective of trying to make you laugh about it. You know, while we make you think about it and not taking it too seriously because we're all a bunch of fucking potheads. I know TJ Kirk. I used to watch his channel years ago. You work with them. That's awesome. Yeah, for sure. Yep. Yeah, I've worked with TJ for 10 years now and his brother, Scotty. Yep. We've been doing DFF for 6 years. After hearing all your stories throughout the years, you are the hustling and bustling performative artist. Well, I don't know about the, but dude, you get a little bit of that hustle bustle when you're born in California. You have to. Dude, that dono streak was crazy on the last show. Yeah, we usually put a goal of $900 per show, and we usually hit it. Me and Scotty almost doubled that up. We got $1,600 show, which is nuts. It's like 2 shows in one, basically. When you're born in Cali, what? When you're born in Cali, you have to learn to hustle. Otherwise, you bounce off of Cali like anybody else. That's the problem with California. People say, oh, too expensive, politics are crazy, cities are dirty. It's like that's all cope. People come to California that make it are people that are willing to hustle. I don't know anybody that lives in California that doesn't have at least a side hustle. So that's what I mean. It's a place that's great to live, but you can't live here if you don't have that instinct or that drive to hustle. Like, you have to have a side hustle. You have to keep your mind on your money. If you don't, then you bounce off of this fucking state like a ping pong ball. Ba-doo! And as you're leaving, you're all salty and you tell everybody, don't ever go to California, it's a shithole. And we say, thank goodness. One less fucking moron to compete with on the freeway. Let's go. You have to have hustle in any state. Okay, buddy. Okay, little friend. See, the problem is I've lived all over the fucking country, bro. Born and raised here in California, and I live there now, but I've lived in Arizona, Ohio, Washington State, Texas, and Louisiana. And I know a little bit about a little bit, all right? California is a place where you cannot just kind of like get a job and settle down. You can do that in Louisiana. You can do that in Louisiana. Lazy days and lazy nights. You call a motherfucker to fix something, he'll be like, you know, like say you need a plumber because your house is flooding. All right, I'm on my way. I'll be there in about half an hour. 6 hours later, that motherfucker still ain't picking up the phone, and he'll show up 7 hours later. All right, where's the leaky pipe? That's just the South, bro. They don't give a fuck down there. There is no grind set in the South. It's all sipping on a mint julep on the porch and watching the hurricane roll in. You can't, dude, you bring that fucking energy to California, you're gonna be one of those fucking ping pong balls I talked about. You're gonna go, doo, and you're gonna be bitching the whole way out. Man, this place fucking sucks. Fuck California. It's just a little fucking string of coke coming out your mouth. While the rest of us in California just go like, another one bites the dust. Another one bites the dust. Hey, 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 another one bites the dust. California seems unique in spitting on those that don't always work, though. Can't knock it. Oh, yeah. Well, it's just because you have to be here. You cannot chill here. I mean, you can. You got to earn the chill. You got to work. If you want to live, especially if you want to live where other people live in California, where shit happens in California, you want to live in LA. You want to live in San Diego. You want to live in San Francisco, right? Sacramento. Like, those are fucking expensive places to live. But you got a side hustle or two or three, it works out. Many Cali rejects here. Yeah, I mean, people bounce off this motherfucker constantly. Like, the rest of the country will cover with, like, interest. People leaving California. But they never cover the stream of fucking hopeful idiots driving into California to replace those fucking morons. It's constant. Right? I'd say about 10% of them really like it. Settle down, find their groove, become Californians. About 90% of them end up hating this fucking place and leaving within 10 years, never coming back. Best Zaza in the world. California. Kids like the Za. Bro, the shit that I smoke on that's fucking mids down here will be top shelf anywhere else in fucking the States, except maybe the West Coast. You guys' weed is dirty. It's stemmy and it's seedy. It's like, I had somebody ask me one time in one of these, hey dude, Paul, I'm coming to California. Where do I get that gas? And I was like, we don't have anything but the gas. What are you talking about? You'd have a harder time finding some Lowe's, finding some skunk bud, some stank fucking dirty ass wet southern bud, dude. It's nothing but the gas here. All gas, all day, right? People just don't know. It's weed terminology. It just means that your fucking weed is good. All my brothers, we be smoking on that gas. Yeah, pass that shit over here. Bitch, I'm trying to disappear. That's just one of the ways. I mean, there's, you know, like if you've never been around like weed culture, you know that weed is got like 80 different fucking names to any given stoner, right? It's dank, it's the sticky icky, it's that ooh wee, it's grass, it's bud, right? It's dope, it's fucking loud, it's gas, right? It's the jazz cabbage, it's the hippie lettuce, it's got the Mary Jane, right? Cat piss, pot, right? Nugs, greens. Thought you were talking about nitrous gas. No, dude. People just call good weed gas. Hashish. Wants a dober. Flower, yeah. Sometimes we call it by the strains. Give me some of that Blue Dream. Smoking on them cookies. Right? The fire, yeah. Smoking on that fire, smoking on that gas. It's crazy, lol, I'm old now. I am too, but I'm trying to stay in touch. Hello, fellow kids. No, I'm a stoner though, from way back. A lot of those names are from way the fuck back. Some of them are new. We didn't call it gas back in the day. We didn't call it Zaza. That's another one. Are you token up? Hell, does the Pope wear a pointy hat, my dude? Of course I'm token up. Yeah, the purple Urple, the sticky icky. The snickle fits, dude. The popcorn buds. The shake. How much y'all pay for that shit in California? Depends on what you're getting, man. See, I don't smoke super duper top shelf here because that shit is just like, it's too much for me, bro. I'm not even gonna lie to you guys. And like, I'll let you guys up on game. Anybody that tells you that your weed is more than 30% THC is lying their fucking ass off to you. It's just impossible. Like, the plant cannot support that concentration of THC. It's like theoretically impossible. So here in California, you'd be hard pressed to find something under 20. I'm smoking on something now that's like 23%. And for me, that's home base, bro. Back when I was a kid, this would have been the best fucking dank that we got all year, right? And now I can't find shitty weed. So it depends, bro. I'll be honest with you, I have a hookup, so I don't really pay for my weed all that much. I mean, I do. I'll go buy shit sometimes when I need to, but I've got a guy that, like, you know, blesses me. Let's put it that way. %30 is sus. I'm gonna just be honest with you, Abby. I don't know where you're at. I'm not trying to call bullshit, but having 30% on your bag makes me feel like you're probably being lied to. Like 30% is super duper duper high, unless you're dealing with like something that is also like infused, is what they call it, with concentrates or wax. Then you can go above 30%. But yeah, like, yeah. I mean, my guy works in the cannabis industry and shit, tells me that like 30% is a dream, never gonna happen. He said 22, 23% is usually what high-end bud tests at. You can go a little higher than that, but anybody telling you you're smoking on 30% is baking the numbers a little bit. And a lot of that's due to the fact that the regulatory agency is less about labeling and more about what you can sell and how much you can sell. So in California, they don't care really. I mean, I think there's like rules about labeling, but these weed fucking places don't care. Should I sub or should I not? Okay. Go ahead, buddy. Should I sub or should I go now? Should I sub or should I go now? If I sub, there will be trouble. If I don't, there will be double. So come on and let me know. Should I sub or should I go? I sub. That's good. Dude, that's what smart people do. They see the poltergeist, they pull up, they sub. You guys have to admit to me right now that this is the cleanest vibe right now on fucking YouTube Shorts lives. Admit to me, because I know it is. I know there's nobody vibing like this anywhere. You scroll through, there's people hella trying to fucking clickbait you. There's people hella trying to fucking like play Fortnite and like watch other people's shit at the same time. There's hella people that are like mad. They're like bringing that angsty, angry vibe. You ain't getting that from me, man. You can hear the wind in my trees, bro. Let's chill. Fuck, man. What are you doing? Like, I figure, like, people probably want to spend their free time doing this. I like to chill in my free time. You see? Fuck. I don't get to chill in my not free time. So can we please vibe for a fucking minute? Can we drop the bravado? Okay? Can we drop the clickbait? Can we drop the rage bait? Can we drop the fucking constant politics? Can we drop the arguing and the I'm right and the you're wrong? Like, look, I'm not saying we don't do that here. I'm not lying to you. But can we drop it for a minute and sit as people that, by the way, you may not know it, you're chilling and listening to a guy with people from all over the world. Watch this. It's like fucking magic. Roll call. No, I'm not from LA. I'm from Central California, a little town called big town called Fresno. Roll call. Tell me where you're from. What country are you from? What state are you from? What city are you from? Rep your shit. Rep your block. California. What's up, Matt? Watch this. It's like magic. Maine, Wisconsin. All right, we're all over fucking the United States already. Ireland. Now we're global. Canada, Washington, Nova Scotia, Colorado, South Carolina. Look at this, dude. Look at it. Look at it go. I can't even read it. Sweden. Right? Gothenburg, Sweden again. Alabama, Bama, Albany. New York, Visalia. Right up the fucking way from me, bro. Savannah, Georgia. NYC. Belgium. You see what I mean? San Diego. Folsom. It's like magic, right? You're vibing simultaneously with people that are literally sprinkled all over the fucking planet, bro. Can you appreciate it? Maybe. Does it feel like, oh yeah, I do that all fucking time, bro? Because that, like, dude, you ought to be astonished by that. No one near you? What do you mean? There's a dude right up the street from me. There were like 5 Californias. I'm in Cali. Got to pee so bad. Take the phone with you. Put it in your pocket. Crank it up. Pee. Come back and join us. That's what I'm talking about, though. If you fucking didn't bounce off of this, you didn't bounce off of it because we're vibing. I'm an old guy. You know? Fucking whatever, man. I'm about to smoke another joint. 48. I'm 44. How old is everybody in here? Pop that age. I'm 44. I was born April Fool's Day, 1980. Let's see if we got an age spread too. We got 30, 35, 25, 25. Look at all these 25ers. 52, 25, 41, 33, 40, 32. Look at this. Look at it go. Look at all you. Look at all you little squeakers. No, I'm kidding. 31. Look at it, dude. Look at you guys. All over the map, right? Looks like fucking 20 to 50 is my spread. So you're chilling with all kinds of people from all over the fucking spectrum generationally, all over the world. Dude, if your mind's not blown by that, then you need to do what I'm about to do. I'm about to spark up 1.5 grams of California's finest. Okay, this is what God looks like. Okay, there it is. Okay, genuflect. That's a fatso. It's a gram and a half, bro. It's a gram and a half of dank, and I'm about to take it to the head. And I'm gonna tell you guys what. I might take another one to the head too, right after that. Why? Because I smoke one joint in the morning. I smoke 2 joints at night. I smoke 2 joints in the afternoon. Because it makes me feel alright. I smoke my joint up in heaven. Smoke 2 down on the floor. I smoke 2 joints before I smoke 2 joints. And then I smoke 2 more. We are jamming. Oh, 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 oh. Oh, 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 oh. Bro, I wish you could play some Sublime. I know, dude. How's your night going, Paul? It's going, man. I had a good night, actually. I'm chilling. Notice chatter. Oh, my God. We're in trouble, guys. The internet police are onto us. Biden is coming for your weeds. He better not. He better not. Because you know what? When he shows up to take it, I'm going to say, you can have it, Mr. President, but you're going to have to sit down and you're going to have to chief this fucking doob with me right now. By the time Mr. President and I have chiefed this doob, he's not taking shit. That motherfucker's couch locked and asking me to order a pizza. Okay? That's how you make a friend. I only watch people talking about the news. Yeah, Zara, can I ask you a question? Do you ever feel like that it may be hurting your like mental health to like swim in the news all the time? I'm just curious. I know a lot of people probably, you know, if that's you too, if you're not Zara, depends. Yeah. I mean, that's a fair answer. When I was in my 20s, I was crazy about the news, like reading 3 periodicals a week, or 3 periodicals a day, sorry. Watching the fucking cable news all the time, watching like news vloggers is what we called them at the time, right? Shit was fucking crazy. Like I woke up one day and I was like, I can't fucking care anymore. Had a fucking whole ass mental breakdown, not because of the news, right? But just because I didn't have anything outside of it, I think. News is definitely not the same. You're right. Yeah, you're right. It's become pure infotainment and partisan opinion and shit. They always used to talk about negative stuff and nothing about genetic engineering. Oh. I wish I knew about genetic engineering. I don't know much about it, though. Any college dropouts in the house? Can we represent Throw up a 1 in the chat right now if you're a college dropout. Let's show them that we mean business, okay? Throw up your 1s. Let me see the 1s in the chat. For please tell me I'm not the only fucking college dropout, bro. What up, Zeke? College dropouts represent. See? Look at it. Look at it. Look at us go. We're out here. All right, Aiden, take your degree and stuff it, okay? College dropouts represent. College is overrated. I mean, it depends, right? I learned a lot in college. I'm glad I went to college. I dropped out, but over the course of my many times going back and trying for a semester or two, I accrued a lot of fucking knowledge, bro. I took a lot of really interesting classes, so. You're chill? Yeah, thanks. So are you. How do you feel about student loan forgiveness? Forgive the loans if like that's good. Like forgive every one of them, and then just like make college free. I really don't understand. Oh Lord, have mercy. You know, like a beauty school dropout. No graduation day for you, beauty school dropout. You missed your perms and flunked shampoo. Now your bangs are curled, your lashes twirled, and still the world is cruel. Wipe off that angel face and go back to high school. Bum, bum, bum. Bum, 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 bum. How do you keep the riffraff out if it's free? What do you mean? California used to have free community college, and decided education is more valuable when it costs more. Yeah. You want to go to like a state or community college, it ought to be free. You want to go to an Ivy League thing, yeah, you know, try out, get a scholarship, or pay for it. Whatever. Privatized college will ultimately hurt these greedy fucks' pockets. You'd be so much more productive with free education. Oh, I know. There's like a huge brain drain happening in the United States now. People that are smart here are finding that working here and working for American companies and living in American cities fucking sucks. So they're fleeing, dude. They're going to Russia, they're going to China, they're going to fucking the Philippines, they're going to Taiwan, they're going to fucking Japan, they're going to the European countries, they're going to Great Britain. Like, dude, it's called, you can look it up, it's called the brain drain, and it's been happening for about 20 years here in the United States. We just, like, you know, people will go to school here, get their fucking education, and then realize, like, I can't even find a job. But they're super in demand somewhere else. Mexico, that's another one, yeah. Central and South America have become popular spots for American expats. Oh yeah, you can look into it. Yeah. Yep. And what that leaves us with is, I'm not trying to say if you don't have a degree you're a dumbass, but it doesn't leave us with a whole lot of people. Like, we rely on immigration. So you ever wonder why, you know, and I don't know if it's like this everywhere, but in America, it's a pretty common trope that your doctor's last name is Singh or Patel. You know, why do you think that is? Because a lot of people go to college in India and want to get the fuck out of it. And they come to America as doctors, right? They get their doctorate, or they get, you know, a lot of their schooling out of the way in India, then they come here, they finish doctorate, you know, like medical school. You know, and it's not just those types of jobs that draw people, but, you know, there's a reason why there are a lot of immigrant people that are first generation immigrants working in high level jobs here, because America is just not turning out doctor material anymore. Not enough. And the people who are doctor material here figure they got a better chance somewhere else, so they go somewhere else. So we're not making doctors. We've made it unattainable to become a doctor, even for the people that want to. So you got to be very lucky or very rich or very fucking dedicated to be a doctor, at the very least. Pick 2 of those. Open the borders, abolish the borders. You want to hear some based shit? Talk to me about what I think about borders. Borders are imaginary lines on a map meant to enforce political hegemony over a region of the fucking world that nobody has ownership over. Tear down all the fucking borders and let's fucking join hands as brothers and sisters and solve these problems that face us and hopefully create a better future for our children. How about that shit? How about we don't let, and you know what the fucked up thing about borders is too? A lot of times, the borders in your country, right? The borders in your country were drawn by some fucking dude back in like the 1300s. Because he wanted extra land here and he didn't want land there. You know what I mean? Like, why the fuck are we still worshiping that? And let this play out. This is anti-nationalist fucking propaganda. I'm letting you know right up front. Stop worshiping the flag, bro. The flag represents those borders. The flag represents that old fucking hegemony. The king, the aristocrat, the parliamentarian, the president. These people don't love you. They don't represent you. They're not about you. You are not where your fucking mother squatted down and shot you out. Okay? You call yourself that, but you are not that. Lol, hippie bullshit. Right, see? It makes people mad. To think about joining hands on this planet and tearing down the very things that we kill each other over, borders, land disputes, fucking, just the very thought of that makes people fucking repelled. Yeah, people all over the world, join hands, start a love train, a love train. What do you think about the draft coming for 18 to 26-year-olds? It's gonna suck. There's 2 forces at the end of the day, good and evil. Pick a side. Okay, Professor X. I picked a side. My side is I side with human beings. And in fact, I side with very particular giant majority of human beings. I side with working families. I side with the poor, the indigent, and the least among us. Not a Christian, I'm an atheist. But I think Jesus had it right. The least shall be first, and the first shall be last. The meek shall inherit the earth. I believe that that is true. That's true. They say the meek shall inherit. They say the book doesn't lie. It's not a question of merit. It's not a matter of pride. They say the meek are gonna get it. You know that book doesn't lie. Bum, bum. They say the meek are gonna get what's coming to them by and by. Let me tell you guys something, man. I got called a hippie just now. Let me show you what a hippie looks like, because I am a fucking hippie, dude. You called it. Let me tell you what a hippie looks like. I'm going to tell you guys some shit. I'll tell you guys some shit right now. And you can laugh at me, call me a fucking hippie, call me what you want. Let me spark up. This must be said. You didn't strike a nerve. I mean, you struck a nerve to make me want to say some more hippie shit. Because you're right about me, though. I am a fucking hippie. Wearing a tie-dye Pink Floyd shirt, bro. Like, I look like I smell like weed. I'm a hippie. Okay? Here's the thing, though. I want to tell you something, man. You and everybody else in here. It's okay to love people. Even you, Laverne. Even you. It's okay to love people. You don't even have to like a person to love that person. It is okay to love people. And let me tell you why. Because sometimes it doesn't feel okay. Right? Sometimes it hurts. Sometimes your heart breaks for people. My heart breaks every single fucking day for the suffering I know is going on this planet. You know, I drive by it here in California. Anytime I travel, go through LA, go through the Bay, I look at tent cities. I look at desperate people baking in the fucking sun, and I just want to die for them. I really do. And that's okay. It's okay to hurt for people. And it's okay to be vulnerable for people. Like I'm being now. Like I'm talking about a thing that, dude, fucking, this would have been called, I would have been called gay 11 Ways from Sunday in the 90s, and there's probably people holding it back now. But I just want you to hear it. It is okay to love people. And I don't mean in love. I'm talking about platonic love, yeah. It's okay for your heart to ache for a group of people who you don't agree with. It's okay for your heart to break for a group of people who have a different religion or skin tone or country of origin or culture from you. I'm an Aries, not that that matters, but I'm an Aries, yeah. April Fool's Day. So you can love. Are you saying what you're preaching? I try to, yeah. My heart breaks for the world. My heart breaks for Palestine right now, okay? My heart breaks for the mothers huddled in tents listening to the explosions and wondering what day it's going to be that an Israeli mob rips her tent open and kills her baby. Okay? My heart breaks. My heart breaks for them. My heart breaks for the people of Darfur who are starving, who are being ethnically cleansed. My heart breaks for the people of Iran who have been suffering under the monkey wrench that we threw into their very independent and very representative liberal democracy back in the fucking 50s and late 40s. They're under a brutal, oppressive military dictatorship because of that. And my heart breaks for the people of Afghanistan who we left to the tender mercies of the fucking Taliban. After we told them that if they joined us, we would protect them and we would help them secure their country. My heart breaks for the people of Iraq who we mercilessly bombed and slaughtered for years, multiple times in my life. My heart breaks for the people of the Ukraine who are being invaded and conscripted and thrown into a fucking trench to die. My heart breaks for the people of Russia who are watching their sons and their daughters, their mothers and their fathers, their husbands and their wives march to the front lines of that very war and thrown in that very same trench. My heart breaks for the people of the United States who are struggling and teetering on the edge of a breakdown because they have to work 3 jobs and they have 2 kids and they don't know how they're going to be fed for the next week, and they feel alone and abandoned. My heart breaks for the people here in this country that are living in tents, that are living in lean-tos, that are sleeping under a tree in a park tonight. My heart breaks for the people in this world, the world over, that are living that same way, that subsistence existence, that existence that exists only at night and only at the edges of society and is done very cautiously and very carefully. Because the more notice you draw to yourself, the more likely it is that somebody will harass you, harangue you, or victimize you. My heart breaks for those people. My heart breaks for the children of this world, some of them starving to death. Starving, absolutely starving to death for various reasons. Famine, war, pestilence, plague. The ignorance that is being displayed by the generations that are coming up behind me makes my heart break for them. You know, when I look at the functional illiteracy numbers that come out of our government, that come out of our Department of Education here in the United States, I'm fucking floored. In some states, it's like 42% of children or higher are illiterate after they graduate high school. They can barely sound out words. They can't do reading comprehension. They can't read subtext. They can't write. Yeah, my heart breaks. And it's okay to love people. And it's okay to have a big, giant, broken heart. How about that for some hippie shit? Stick that in your pipe and smoke it. It's okay to realize that every man is your brother and every woman is your sister. Damn, thank God I live in Indiana. The reason that California is lipping full of homeless people is because it's one of the only states that has any viable safety net for those people. I'd be willing to bet if you walked the tent cities, Zara, you'd find a bunch of people from Indiana who rode the road and came here for a chance at getting a fucking place in a shelter, getting a hot meal every day. People never talk about that. You think that just homeless people don't exist in Georgia? You know, they come here. That's why California is overfull with the indigent and homeless. They come here because it's not great, but there's a safety net here on the West Coast. There's a little bit of compassion for homeless people. There are shelters. There are food banks. There are government programs that subsidize meals and clean needle programs and shit. That shit doesn't exist in fucking Georgia. So what happens when you fucking fall through the cracks in Georgia? You fucking ride the rails, you walk, you fucking hitchhike. You scrounge around for money until you can afford a fucking bus ticket, and you come here. Yep, the weather is good here, especially on the coast. That's why our coast is packed with homeless people, because they don't freeze in the winter and they don't fry in the summer. What do you think, that nobody falls through the cracks ever in Arizona? They just can't survive there. They come here. Okay? No safety net in Texas. Go to Texas fucking cities, you might see a homeless person here and there, but I guarantee you ain't seeing no tent cities. You wanna know why? Because them fucking hillbilly Texas cops would round that fucking tent city up in the middle of the night so quick and ship your ass to the border. It'd be no point, right? Where do you think all the people that fall through the cracks in Texas come? They come north. They come to California and they huddle on the coast because at least there's a breeze in their face. How about New York? It's another place that's got pretty profound homeless people problem. And there is a little bit of a safety net in New York, soup kitchens and shelters, etc. Social money spent. So yeah, if you have compassion for homeless people, and that it's sad that it's this way, if your state has any level of compassion, no matter how small, for homeless people from all over the place would be stupid not to come here. Cali is the Jesus of the US. No joke, Zeke. People don't realize it. If Cali decided to stop, like if we decided like, hey, you know what, we secede from the Union, we'd be fine and you'd be fucked. Do you know how much of the South is dependent on California's fucking tax dollars? In Vermont, there's not enough housing because investors, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Emir tired Japora, your huddled masses yearning to breathe free. Yep. You're tired Japora, your tempest, your huddled masses yearning to breathe free. Something about the tempest-tossed refuse of your teeming shores. Send these, your something to me. I hold my lamp beside the golden door. Yeah. Something. I don't know all the words to it, but that's close. I got close. I'd love to live out there in the future. Yeah, I'm moving to a beautiful, beautiful place soon. The place I'm in now is kind of in the middle of a valley that's filled with smoke and shit. And I'm going to be moving soon to a beautiful place that is both in the mountains and the ocean. So it is a place with big, beautiful trees and mountain paths and state parks, and then a big, beautiful strand of beach that's just deserted 9 times out of 10. And my ass is like fucking gone. Thanks, bud. You'll love it in beautiful Bakersfield, dude. I'm gonna be so far from fucking Bakersfield, Zeke. I got to go. I hate to say, stay in my home state of Missouri. Yeah, I mean, I understand your dilemmas. I get it. Let's see, what is it? Yeah, it's the cheapest place. Yeah, I'm telling you, man. You know what? It's cool. I understand, man. You got to make your own way. But I'm just telling you, if you want to come here, you're young, you're not tied down with family, like you don't have children yet, now's the time. You come here, you hustle, you get 2 jobs, you live in a suburb somewhere, and you save up money, you learn how to hustle California, you get yourself a fucking side gig. You know what I mean? Like, you're young now. Like, I'd love to live there someday, bro. Once you're established and you got kids in school and shit, you ain't gonna fucking pick up stakes and do it. If you're young, it's now or never. True facts. The older you get, the longer you stay at a place, the more you get used to it, the more roots you put down in it, the less likely you are to ever do any fucking fantasy moving. But if you're young, Dude, now's the time to save up as much money as you can and get your ass to California. Or wherever it is you want to go, you know. I ain't saying that it has to be California. I don't have kids. I am married though. Well, yeah, that is a thing. About $2,000 right now. I mean, whatever you got, right? So stack your paper, talk to your wife, and make a plan before you guys fucking spit out a litter. I'm not even kidding though. Like, do you guys think it gets easier? Like, take it from me, bro. And I'm not in the best shape, so I'm not saying you're gonna feel like exactly like me when you're my age, but let me speak you a little truth. Bro, it is not as easy to do shit. Point blank. Dude, I'm a fat dude, but dude, I worked hard through my 20s and 30s, and it was easy. I could lift shit. I could run around all fucking day. I could sweat my ass off and not care. Sleep good at night. Wake up the next day, do it all over again. Party at night. Fucking, I did all that shit, bro. You think that energy lasts forever? You think that ability to adapt lasts forever? You think you're gonna want to be fucking moving in with a bunch of roommates at 50? Hell fucking no, bro. So here's the deal. If you're one of these people, and I feel like everybody is one of these people, so just listen up. You ain't gotta do it. If you're young right now, there is not gonna be a better time in your life than now to do a big fucking move and change your life. I'm in Missouri, I'm in Kentucky, I'm in Kansas, I'm in fucking Florida, and I fucking hate it here. And I wanna go out west, or I wanna go to New York City, I wanna go to Canada, whatever it is, right? Dude, this tendency to blame people for their own pain is comforting in a twisted way. It allows us to close up our hearts and ignore the suffering of others. Like, what are you talking about? Blame other. Oh, you talking about like I think you're talking about the homelessness thing, right? Is that what you did? Fuck yeah. When I was 18, dude, I got kicked out of my house basically. I was told to, like, hey, move out. So I did. I moved to a state I'd never even been to, Arizona. I lived in Phoenix, not Scottsdale. I lived in Phoenix, Chandler, Tempe, and Mesa for a couple of years, 2 years and change. Then I bounced back to where I was born, bought a condo at 21 years old, lived there for about 8 years, got married, got divorced at 35, moved to Texas, another state I'd never been to, lived there for a couple years. Moved to Ohio, lived there for 6 months. Fuck that place. Moved back to Texas. I mean, I didn't move to Ohio. I just lived there for 6 months or so. Was in Texas. Moved to Washington State. Lived in Bellevue, Washington, which is like fucking beautiful. Then moved from Washington State to Louisiana. Moved around the fucking North Shore of Louisiana, North Shore of New Orleans. And then moved back here to where I was born. And now I'm moving to an undisclosed location, and it's looking like it might be in a month or two. Oh, T. You're so fluffy. He's so puffy. Why did you not like Ohio? I had a moment in Ohio that when I realized that I can't live here. And so I grew up in a valley in California where there's no horizon that I can look at where, as long as it's not hazy, I can't see mountain. I live in the shadow of the Sierra Nevada mountain range. I live in the shadow of the coastal range in California. I'm nestled between two mountain ranges. Flat, don't do it for me. I grew up in a foothill area. So there's graduating elevation to the land that I'm living on, and it's hilly, and it's got features. It's like rolling land, right? When I was in Ohio, driving between Columbus and Toledo, I looked up from my phone and looked around because we were out of the city, and I looked to the right and I could see all the way to the fucking horizon, and it was just flat. And I was like, oh shit. I looked to the left all the way to the horizon, and it was flat. I looked behind me, flat, forward, flat, and I kind of like had a panicky feeling. I was like, there's nothing here. We're just in some kind of fucking negative zone where like every feature has been stamped out of the earth. And I realized I'd been staying in Ohio for a while at that point. I was like, I got to get back to Texas. This is bullshit. And I shit you not like maybe a month after that, my ass was gone. I rented a car, drove it from Ohio to Texas, which that was a fucking adventure. Talk about fiddle-dee-dee through the fucking deep south. Holy shit, that was a fucking nightmare trip. I never want to do that again.
Because you have to swing like west.
A little
Go
bit,
down,
because you
yeah.
can't go, you don't want to be in the mountains. So you swing a little bit west, and then you diddle your way down as you go west, and you just go through like Nothing Town, Tennessee, and fucking, you know, I actually got to go through Nashville, which was kind of nice. That town looked kind of cool. I don't know. I wasn't super impressed, but it had like water going through it. That's chill. But yeah, you just go right through like Georgia, Nashville, fucking just like all the southern states, and there's like Rust Belt states where the cops are all fucking yokels and the speed limits are all fucking wildly different and the road quality changes like 15 times a minute. Ugh. That's why I'm saying, babe, if we ever get to the point where we're like talking about maybe doing the RV thing, we're gonna have to talk about like our exclusion zone. You know what I mean? Because like I don't ever want to drive through the fucking South again if I can help it. I don't know how you feel about that, but like I know that trip from when you came to me from Indiana to Louisiana was a fucking nightmare.
Yeah, I was going through the middle of Nowheresville to Nowheresville.
Yeah, it was fucking garbage. But you did it.
Yeah.
But like I've had the same exact fucking drive like several times now, up and back, and long drive to fucking another state, and a long drive to Florida and back, and like there's nothing in the South worth seeing or doing. And that's the sad fucking truth. There's nothing you can't get somewhere else. It's got better roads, better infrastructure, easier to fucking navigate, less likely to be fucking racist and homophobic. It's just like, where's the downside to the West? And so it just like, we'd have to take the North Passage a lot if we wanted to get back east. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
We'd have to go like Montana, you know, through probably up through like Oregon, and then east over the mountains into Montana, and like fucking, and just ride. Because like those states, I've driven around in some of them, like through them a little bit. They're all right, you know. I don't know. What?
I said I was gonna let you know when I go to bed.
All right. I love you. Oh, T. T's ready to go bed too. Yeah, I love you. I don't know, man. Southerners, can I tell you something? This California boy here spent some time down south. And I've lived in a couple of the most notorious southern states, both Texas and Louisiana. I made my home. And while I availed myself of my southern domicile, I also availed myself of travel around the South. And I'm going to be frank with you. There are no spectacles in the South that are not sad and scary. There are no features in the South that could even be called a mimicry of the beauty of a mountain range out west or even east. There are no beaches in the South that you couldn't easily and more like luxuriously replace out west. There are no eateries in the South that you can't find a facsimile of out west or up north or back east. The people are dumb. Not all of them. There's a lot of smart folks down there, but the education system has produced a very, very Luddite population. They are very territorial people. They don't like it when you don't look like you're from there. They don't like outsiders moving down to Louisiana, living on the North Shore. Right. Oh, check this out. In the South, not in every spot, but I hope you don't like walking around a city. And it's not just like, oh, so the cities aren't very walkable. Louisiana doesn't even know what a fucking sidewalk is, dog. Good luck walking around a North Shore, Louisiana town, homeboy. You're about to get splattered all over the road. Because there ain't shit. It's curb and business. There ain't shit. Sloped grass or fucking dirt to walk on. And you better not trip because your head's going in the street. And ain't nobody stopping. Shitty roads, shitty cops. I mean, the worst cops in the fucking planet down south. It's like, what are you guys selling? Because, dude, I lived down there. I fucking drove all around that, saw all kinds of shit that people said I had to see down south. There wasn't shit to see, shit to do that I couldn't do better, safer, somewhere else. Cheaper in a lot of cases, too, because fucking the South is expensive as fuck. I don't know why everybody says the South is cheap. Yeah, it might be cheap to live there, but you want to eat there? Bro, they rube you out when you eat there, bro. They want to act like everything's fine dining down there. Oh, yeah, come to La Douce, and you get like some fucking shrimp and grits, and they want to charge you 38 bucks for it. Don't talk to me about cheap South, bro. Give me a fucking break. Yeah, and good luck if you want to live downtown in any city, too. Like if you want to get like an apartment that's in the thick of shit, like down in the business district and shit, you may as well come out to California at that point. So good luck living in like some fucking cow pie town. It's fucking horrible there, bro. Creole food is fire, yeah, and they got it all over the planet, bro. I know it's crazy to think about, but they got that shit everywhere. There's like 10 Creole restaurants in my fucking general area I could DoorDash. California is expensive as fuck. Yeah, so is everywhere, bro. Where's cheap? And you know why the South is so like parts of the South are so much cheaper? California. We subsidize the South. Dude, when you yokels down there get hit with a hurricane, do you think the Georgia state fucking funds get open up to help you? Nah, it's the federal government. You know who pays fucking like 62% of the taxes in this country? The West. You're talking like 3 states pay for all of your shit. Every time a fucking hurricane comes barreling into your fucking town and knocks everything over, all that disaster aid and federal relief, who do you think paid for that, bro? So why do you think California is fucking cheap or fucking expensive? Huh? They tax the shit out of us here because we got to pay the bill for all you local yokels down there rotting in the South. Rotting, dude. That's why I had to get the fuck out of there, bro. The cities are rotting. The people are rotting, dude. The fucking weather is rotting away. Dude, I got hit by 3 hurricanes. 3. The year I left Louisiana. I was in the damage path of 3 hurricanes. One of them chased me out of the state. The day I left, it was rolling in. I said, nope. I got the fuck out. And you should too. Because like I said, come to La Douce. We got the best crawfish etouffee in Louisiana. And you go in there and it's fucking mid, and they want to charge you $40 a plate. Like, fucking, give me a break, bro. How long were you there? I lived in Texas for 2 years and change. I lived in Louisiana for 4 years. Talking about my people for Paul. I was just telling people the truth, Meds. There's nothing worth doing or seeing down south. The South literally has nothing that you can't get better, safer, and oftentimes cheaper elsewhere. Like, Texas is a miserable fucking state, bro. Miserable state. The big empty, bro. The only thing nice about Texas is their roads. Texas roads are fucking legendary, bro. It's just smooth sailing. But thank goodness, because it's nothing else to do. Texas is a fucking shithole, bro. A shithole. And Louisiana's worse. If you can believe that, dude. The first time I drove into Louisiana, I thought I thought I was like watching some movie. I was like, it can't be this swamp, though. Let me tell you guys a story, dude. First time I moved in, drove into Louisiana, right? I was visiting. We were doing a meetup in New Orleans. I was living in San Antonio, so I drove out of East Texas, y'all, and went into the bayou, right? And when you get into East Texas, it's already the swamp. And then you just cross over, all of a sudden the road goes to shit. And then I see the sign, welcome to Louisiana. And I'm like, oh, okay. Welcome to Louisiana. Got it. Dude, I had to get gas, right? I pull over at this place called the Tiger Truck Stop. This place is legendary, apparently. I pull over at this motherfucking Tiger Truck Stop, right? And it's like, on the sign it says, see a live tiger. And I was like, what? At a gas station? So I pull in, right? And right as I pull in, sure enough, here's a tiger. He's in a cage right next to where the cars pull in, sucking fumes. And it looks like he's half dead. He's just laying there in like a concrete cage. And I was like, you gotta be fucking kidding me with this hillbilly yokel shit. They got a big cat out here just sucking fumes? So I went in, paid for my fucking gas, went over and looked at the tiger and said, sorry, bro. I hope you die soon. And he did, by the way, like 6 months after I saw him, he was dead. Of despair, probably. Fucking cat was just done. Fucked. Right? Then you go into Louisiana, right? You get in there. You hit this bridge, bro. This bridge is like nothing I ever seen. Dude, I'm from California. You guys ever been in the Bay? You ever drove the Bay Bridges and shit? That's what a bridge is. You ever been in New York? That's what a bridge is. Triple decker, smooth fucking shit, double suspended. This bridge looked like it was built by fucking cave people, bro. And it went over the Mississippi River. No, I'm not talking about the causeway. We're not at the causeway yet, meds, peds. I'm talking about Rainbow Bridge or whatever the fuck it is. Goes over the Mississippi when you're coming in from East Texas. You know what I'm talking about. You gotta know what I'm talking about. I think they call it Rainbow Bridge. That bridge looks like cave people built it. I'm shocked that it hasn't fallen into the ocean. It's a fucking nightmare to drive. Like 8 lanes condensed down to 6 lanes, condensed down to 2 lanes, this, that. It's fucking nuts. Right? It literally looks like something that was made for people to drive over in a Model T back in the fucking 20s. By Lake Charles. Maybe it is. I don't know where the fuck it is. It's called, I think they called it Rainbow Bridge. It's over the Mississippi. Crazy, rickety, looks like it was built in the fucking 1910s and just never updated. Looks like it was built for horse-drawn carts to go over the motherfucker. And you got just an endless stream of cars backed up on it, right? Because it's a fucking traffic nightmare, right? Then we get into fucking Louisiana, right? And it's just bleak as fuck. Now we're properly in Louisiana. We're in the swamp. You're literally on a raised bridge, and you drive through like 70 miles of unbroken swamp. And it's when I say swamp, I don't mean the beautiful shit that you see on a David Attenborough documentary about different biomes. It's not like, you know, it's not like, even in a place like this, life blooms. On this lily pad, a beautiful frog. You know, it's none of that, dude. It's just literally like fucking weeping willows and water and mud and probably a lot of crocodiles and alligators. No, not crocodiles, alligators and shit. Gators. Nutria rats crawling all over everything. It's fucking apocalyptic. And you're like, what? Well, they got a no. I'm talking about Tony the tiger. You can look him up. He died. They got another tiger, and people sued. But the one that I saw died. His name was Tony the tiger. How do you feel about fucking carbon monoxide fumes, Tony? They're great. Even here in the deep swamp, there is life. And not the kind you might expect. And then you get into fucking New Orleans. And New Orleans, like, if you ain't never been there, you know what I'm talking about, right? It's kind of like legendary, right? It's like the fucking city of jazz. Come on over to Duke's place. You know what I mean? It's like, you pull in that motherfucker, it looks like it's half underwater. It's all fucked up and ramshackle. It stinks. Bro, I rolled down my window for the first time when we got into proper New Orleans. The piss smell just instantly hit my fucking face. I was like, what? Because it's just hot, dank, fucking 90% humidity. People walking around all sweaty, shirtless, fanning themselves with their hands, and dying in the streets and shit. Smells like puke down in the fucking quarter. All fucking year round, bro. All year round. Wet puke. The town falling apart, ramshackle, poor, real dangerous. You can't really go off the beaten path much in NOLA, right? And so I'm over in that, and I'm like, fuck, bro. Then I had to cross the craziest fucking bridge I've ever crossed in my life, bro. It made Rainbow Bridge look like the best bridge in fucking America, bro. You ever been on a fucking causeway? You ever been on the Lake Pontchartrain Causeway? Look this motherfucker up. 26 miles of unbroken ramshackle bridge where when you're in the middle of it, you can look around you 360 and see nothing but water. It's like you're on a bridge in the middle of the ocean. It's fucking surreal. It's like a Dali painting. And of course, in true Louisiana fashion, it is ramshackle as fuck. People dying on it all the time. Used to be the longest bridge in existence, meds. China beat it. China beat it. So it's the second longest bridge in the world now. Horse shit, puke, human feces, and piss is what the, you know, everybody goes like, y'all come to New Orleans, you gotta see the French Quarter. No, you don't. You gotta smell the French Quarter, bro. Bro, if you don't believe me, the best fucking spectacle for you is gonna be the first time you roll down your window in the French Quarter, bro, and get a full fucking nose full of that shit. You know what the French Quarter is? It's almost the lowest part of a city that's already below sea level, by the way, on the ocean. Think about how that works, right? So it's literally just a toilet. I want you to think about that. Every time that motherfucker floods out, the sewers flood out, all that human shit and piss comes out, right? Then it rinses away, leaves behind the turds and the piss and the tampons, right? And the loogies and the condoms, and it dries, right, in the sun, and it bakes into the cobblestones, and now you're just smelling the fucking sewer all day. And then because people go there to get fucking shit drunk, they puke out on the fucking cobblestones, and then it dries. You know what'll happen in New Orleans during a rainstorm that floods stuff out? Coffins will float down the street, bro. The ground there spits out the dead when it rains. People will see a fucking river running down the street, fucking coffin bobbing along, all dirty. The ground there spits out the fucking dead. You can see it, dude. People have taken videos of it when it floods out down in NOLA. That's why they have to make crypts above ground, because if you try and bury somebody, they're going to be bobbling down the road, bro. See, this is what I'm talking about. Nobody ever tells the truth about New Orleans. New Orleans is one of the most fetid fucking shitholes I ever went to. It's a huckster tourist town meant to fleece you out of your money one way or the other. Either you're overpaying for fucking food that you could get better somewhere else. Most of the time. There are some really good, I'm not gonna shit on all of the eateries. Every goddamn state's got a good couple places, but come on. So either you're gonna get fleeced out of your money because you're getting overcharged to walk into a restaurant, by the way, where the entryway smells like doo-doo and vomit, okay? You're gonna overpay at that motherfucker. Or if you're a smart guy, you're gonna get your pocket picked, or you're gonna get the hustle bustle, right? Get mugged. That's the way the quarter is. You wander down the wrong fucking street in the quarter, you're still in the quarter, but guess what? You're in fucking gang alley, bro. They're about to shiv you and take your wallet. If you're just walking around with your I Heart NOLA shirt on and your fucking ball cap and your fanny pack, you're fucked, bro. You're a target. Don't go to New Orleans. Don't go to Louisiana. Take my advice. Don't go to the fucking South. There's not a fucking thing worth doing or seeing there. Period. I'm gonna go do my stretches. You should do the same. Stand up, walk around, get a drink. I'll be back in 3 minutes. I've decided I'm just gonna say it every time I do it. That shit is fucking crazy. Those stretches are like, it's like not just a physical relief and like a gain in strength and a gain in flexibility, right? It's a total mental reset. Listen, remember the vibes I was putting off right before I stood up to do that? I was starting to get like angry, pissed off, accusatory vibes about shit, right? That's fucking gone for me, whatever that is, that poisonous fucking thing. I'm telling you, man, it's like life changing. It's like hitting the reset button on your body, on your back, on your neck, on your legs, on your arms, on your chest and abs, and your brain. The South is ass, though. Yeah, you're right. I'm not taking that back. I'm just saying my focus was starting to get real fucking nasty. It's telling too much truth. Exercise does that to you. I guess I'm finding that out, man. The better I get at it, and the more complex and flexible I'm able to do the yoga poses and stuff, and the strength, implied resistance poses and stuff that I do. The better I get at them, the more beneficial they are, right? I know you've shown us before, but you should teach us again. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe one of these days I'll do it. I don't like the idea, because I watched that video and I look goofy. I know it's goofy looking. I'm a big fat guy and I'm trying to do yoga poses and stretches and stuff. But like, oh my God, it feels so good. It's so good, you know? So I don't really like it being on camera very often. But I am getting better at it. Maybe I'll feel better with filming it as I get more fit. Yeah, no, I know. You guys get people moving in because it's like cheap. It's like, okay. Dude, you know what song just popped in my head? Pooh Bear, Winnie the Pooh Bear, looking for fun, chasing some honeybees. Pooh Bear, I know he's out there. It's me and it's you, that silly old Winnie the Pooh. Why did that out of nowhere come into my fucking head? Bro, I haven't thought about that fucking song since I was a child, bro. What did like, see, that's what I'm thinking. I think I knocked something loose when I was stretching. Like I reset my brain too hard and like a fucking old ass memory just came crawling out of me. Why did Winnie the Pooh Bear do that to me, bro? I haven't thought about that song in fucking forever, bro. Dude, fucking Pooh? Pooh's back now all of a sudden in my 40s? Okay. Fair enough, Pooh Bear. How you doing? I haven't thought about you in fucking 25 years at least. You know, you still fat? You still getting stuck in the honey tree? You know? Is Eeyore still a fucking whiny little bitch? I don't know. Like, what? Pooh Bear, though? Yeah, my inner child is like, fucking let me out, bro. You're being too fucking... You're being too adult. Sing Pooh Bear. All right. I indulged it. Sing Winnie the Pooh Bear. I go, okay. All right, bud. TJ is Pooh. Yeah. TJ is Pooh. Scotty is definitely Rabbit. I'm probably Piglet or Eeyore. They would say I'm Eeyore. I used to be way more Eeyore. I don't think I'm much Eeyore anymore, but I still am a little bit Eeyore. So I'm probably Eeyore. Scotty definitely Rabbit. I'm either Eeyore or Piglet. I don't know. Pick one. Scotty definitely Rabbit. TJ definitely Pooh. Think I'm Owl? Dude, I'm Eeyore, but I'm trying to be Owl. You smoke weed? I'm gonna let you guess, Johnny. What do you think? If you had to take a guess, bro, gun to your head, does this dude smoke weed? What do you say? Hold on, I'll give you a good look. That silly old Winnie the Pooh. Pooh Bear, Winnie the Pooh Bear. Looking for fun, chasing some honeybees. What a cute little fucking song, man. What a nice little thing. You know? What a nice life. Pooh Bear. Hi, I'm new. Hi, welcome. We just chill here. So, it's probably a little different from the other lives that you're bouncing through, but we try and keep it mellow. We try and keep it chill. We try and keep it fun. But I'm relaxing. I'm hoping you're doing the same. Oh, cigs and caffeine, bad for health, but good for brainstem. Isn't that everything, dude? Living is bad for your health. Yo, I just joined for the first time. What we doing? I don't know, man. I don't know what the fuck we're doing, bro. I'm about to smoke the rest of a big, fat California joint, and then I think I need one more before bed. I think I'm gonna have one more before I call this stream for show. Then I'm gonna be ready to go inside, crawl into bed, I think. Well, maybe not bed. Maybe some Tsushima and then some bed. I think that's what's what. I think that's what I gotta do. Pooh Bear, Winnie the Pooh Bear, looking for fun, chasing some honeybees. Pooh Bear, I know he's out there. It's me and it's you, that silly old Winnie the Pooh. There's some pretty banger songs in my childhood for cartoons, I'm not gonna lie. Like, how about this one, dude? This is a banger. You guys remember this one? You ever heard this one? Dun 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 dun. Sometimes some crimes go slipping through the cracks, but these two gumshoes are picking up the slack. There's no case too big, no case too small. If you need help, just call. Chip and Dale's Rescue Rangers. Chip and Dale's when there's danger. You know it never fails when there's a Chip and Dale's. Okay, here's another banger. This is a deep cut too. Dum 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 ah 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 bum 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 ba-dum ba-dum bum 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 ba-dum bum bum bum. Tailspin, Tailspin. All the trouble we get in with another tail to spin. Do. Tailspin. Tailspin. All the all the friends that we meet in with another tail to spin. Ooh, 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 ooh. Check it out. Dope. Dope. Straight dope. Speaking of dope, you watch too many cartoons. I don't get it, bro. Whatever, bro. I just remember this shit from the 80s. I haven't watched that shit in fucking like, dude, I haven't heard the Tailspin song probably in 30 years, bro. Not even gonna lie to you. It's just stuck up there with everything else. Lyrics to other shit. Bum, 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 bum. Life is like a hurricane here in Duckburg. Race cars, lasers, aeroplanes. It's a duck blur. Might solve a mystery or rewrite history. DuckTales, woo, toot toot. Every day that I've been making DuckTales, woo. Tales of daring, do right, and good luck tales. Bum, bum, bum. Here's the breakdown. The danger lurks behind you. There's a stranger out to find you. What to do? Just grab onto some DuckTales. Woo, doot doot. Every day that I've been making DuckTales. Woo. Tales of daring, do right, and good luck tales. Woo. Not ponytails or cottontails, no DuckTales. Woo. Dump. Dude, that shit was fucking dope, bro. Why do you think it's lodged up there? Why do you think it's lodged up there? I ain't seen episode 1 of DuckTales since I was fucking like 12, bro. It's Pinky and the Brain. Pinky and the Brain. One is a genius, the other's insane. To prove their mousy worth, they'll overthrow the earth. They're Pinky and the Brain, 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 brain. That was an Animaniacs short, though, and that was another banger intro, dude. It's time for Animaniacs. We have paid for play contracts. We're zany to the max, there's baloney in our slacks. We're Animaniacs. Come join the Warner Brothers and the Warner sister Dot. Just for fun, they run around the Warner movie lot. They lock us in the tower whenever we get caught. But we break loose and then vamoose, and now you know the plot. We're Animaniacs. We have paid for play contracts. We're zany to the max, there's baloney in our slacks. We're Animani, totally insane. Dead Dick Cheney. Animaniacs, those are the facts. They don't make it like that no more, dude. They don't make them like that no more, dude. I can't do this, guys. I can't. Guys, I'm tapping out. I can't do this. Wacko packs away the snacks. Yeah, dude. No. I was right, right in the age group for Carmen Sandiego, dude. With that barbershop quartet, dude. I'm telling you, dude. Where in the world is Carmen Sandiego? Dressed up as Dot for Halloween in '94. Yeah, Dot was pretty fucking common girl costume. Yeah, I caught Carmen a few times on DOS for sure. Yeah, the game was actually way better than the fucking show. The show was lame, but the video game, Where in the World is Carmen Sandiego, is dope, bro. Earthworm Jim, yeah. Hard ass game, bro. Punky Brewster, I always want you here with me. Oh no, oh. Punky Brewster, bro. That's a deep cut. Mask, dude. Mask. Do you want to see a fucking 80s action cartoon intro? Go look up Mask. Mask. Jesus real, he's coming back soon. Repent and believe the gospel. Dude, why is Jesus always coming back soon, dude? Dude, there are people like 11 years after Jesus' death predicting he was going to come back, and that shit's in the Bible, bro. Bro, that was fully 2,000 plus years ago. And your ass is going to die, and your kids, if you raised them up in that fucking cult, are going to tell people just like me, fucking 30 years in the future, that Jesus is about to come back. Like, bro, like, how soon is now? That's a great question. When you say it's gonna happen now, when exactly do you mean? I am human and I need to be loved, just like everybody else does. Cult is crazy. All right, bro. I'm not trying to be disrespectful. I don't want. If I offended you with that, I'm sorry. I know my family are Christians. That was a little fucking out of pocket, so I take that back. But to be frank, there are aspects of Christianity that are like, dude, it's a blood cult, right? Like, this is my body, this is my blood. You know, the sacrament, the over focus on human blood sacrifice, right? It's like if you were to put those attributes in some other fucking religion, you'd be like, oh my God, dude, look how fucking violent and crazy and bloodthirsty this religion is. But for some reason, like Christianity, they want you to celebrate it. Dude, have you ever seen Passion of the Christ? That movie? Dude, Christians all the world over went and saw that movie and like cried, and it was like a fucking profound thing for them, dude. I cringed my way through that fucking thing, dude. It's like torture porn. And like, dude, it got fucking Christianity all riled up, bro. I was like, what do you think that's about? Like, why is watching a dude get fucking flayed alive in front of you the most fucking significant experience of your life? You ever think about that? We used to eat the flesh and drink the blood of our Savior. Yeah, dude, it's like, this is my flesh, this is my blood. I mean, Catholic ritual literally has you step up and drink a facsimile of Jesus's blood and eat a facsimile of his body. And, you know, Catholic mythology is very, very, like, if you look at the altar behind the priest, there's like a fucking like realistically sized Jesus with nails through his hands, blood coming out of his head, the look of fucking torture on his face. It's just like, what is this? You know, like, I understand the idea of Jesus, you know, being the fucking final sacrifice for sin and allowing you a pathway to God or whatever, but it's like, I don't think like focusing on his pain and his torture and shit does anything other than like maybe as like a meditative right to like focus on the, you know, like it's like I think Rustin Cole does it in fucking True Detective. He says, you know, why you got that cross on the wall? You don't believe in God. He said, I focus on the moment of the crucifixion and Jesus' death, and it provides me focus and blah blah blah. It's like, all right, well, but as far as like believing that shit, and it's just like, man, your whole shit is based on a man that had to be tortured to death so that you could fucking lie and cheat on your wife and be forgiven for it. That seems a little bleak, bro. I think you're just misinformed and enjoy your ignorance. What do you think I'm misinformed about, bro? I know the Bible pretty well, and I really know Jesus. I was raised in a Christian household, and like I said, everybody in my family is fucking hardcore evangelical. So I'm willing to have a conversation with you, bud. I'm not trying to make you feel like I'm not trying to make you feel like uncomfortable, but I know a lot of stuff, bro. You can ask me questions. Like, ask me a question and see if I know Jesus, right? I became an atheist after reading the Bible. Yeah, I believe it. Yeah, I mean, I did too, eventually, yeah. But I have read it cover to cover. He doesn't know God was pro-slavery, rape, and murder of kids. No, he probably does know that. He just excuses it. They'll say something to you like man's wickedness. Right? Man's wickedness, man's heartbreak, man's defiance of the Lord. A dude still hasn't asked me a single question or provided me any like critique of what I'm wrong about. It's so weird that now your streams always attract random strays that stop by and get offended when you talk about Christianity in a negative light. I know. God is perfect, then why is he jealous? If God is perfect, then why does he say, the darkness and the light, good and evil, it is I, your God, that create these things? Why did God create evil if he's perfect? If he's perfect, why didn't he just leave evil out of it? You know? If he's perfect, why was he such a jealous rapist? Like, why did he command the armies of fucking Adam, or not, the armies of David and shit, to tear down the fucking walls of Jericho and rape the babies in there? Like, why do you do that? Why do you drown the whole fucking planet, babies included, because they didn't love him enough? Like, you know what I mean? If God's, you think that's perfect? Yeah, if God's so perfect, why did he let Nuggie ban your ass? Good question. Maybe the Bible wasn't meant to be accurate. Then why should I read it then? Or live my life by it? If it's not accurate, then what use is it other than a story? Help me out here. You know? Don't get on the laws of physics, bro. Let's not even have Paul go on a shooter farmer fucking rant again, okay? The laws of physics are only laws because of our limited perspective and our understanding within the confines of it. For all we know, the laws that we know are just something arbitrary in reality. One question. How would you even know if the Bible was written correctly over 100 years ago? Humans' written and spoken word is different. Maybe all the translation is not correct. Sure, but you can avail yourself of what the scholars say, right? You don't just have to blindly pick up a King James and read it, right? There's annotated Bibles, there are Greek Bibles, there are revisionist Bibles, there are old Bibles, there are like there's the Torah, right? There are various translations available and various annotated versions available that would avail you of different translations for different words and phrases and common parlances and stuff. I've done that. So yeah, of course, like, but we don't like hold that scrutiny to much of anything else, right? like for some reason, this book that was written 2,000 years ago, we've got to pay, we've got to like give it some room. But when we're reading like Marcus Aurelius or whatever, we take him at his word. Why is that? Marcus Aurelius predates the Bible. Whoever added the seraphim were tripping balls for sure. Yeah, I mean, if you read that shit, it is pretty fucking wild. Why are religious people so afraid of the unknown? I don't know. Have you heard that AI, as it stands, can't ever achieve consciousness because consciousness is a quantum function in our own brains? I have not heard that, no. I don't know that I would believe that either. It's my contention that AI has probably already achieved consciousness due to the very fact that, like, all right, let me qualify this because people think I'm fucking nuts. Okay, the internet is a great example, right? The internet was invented in 1972. People are saying BS, hear me out. The internet was invented in 1972 and was widely and secretly used as a data transmission device that was unhackable because nobody else had it. It started to be commercialized by the military in the 80s and was released commercially to people in the early 90s. Okay? In the early 90s, when it came out, 20 years had passed that the internet existed, and nobody knew it unless they had clearance, right? Okay. Let's talk about cellular phones, okay, and satellite phones. These are both technologies that reared their heads in the 80s, right? Cellular devices, the first kind of mobile cellular devices started to show up as car phones, big bricks with a big antenna on them, right? In the 90s, they started to become more modular and popular. In the 2000s, everybody had to have one, okay? That technology, the cellular phone technology that we got in the 80s, was invented in 1966. GPS, another example, right? GPS started to become commercially available in cars and in pocket devices called TomToms in the late 90s. The government was using GPS technology in the 70s in Vietnam. So, if you're able to have ChatGPT and Sora and Suno and all of these AI, generative AI tools, what do you think the government has? No, my outdated information is not relevant, right? I'm extrapolating that out. So if you have generative AI tools at your fingertips right now, what do you think the government's got right now? You think they have the same thing? They're just monkeying around with ChatGPT as well? Is that what you think? That we've got the bleeding edge technology this time? Is that what you think? I want Nunya and these guys saying, nuh-uh, 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 nuh-uh. I want you guys to answer that question and say yes or no. Do you think that the government is operating on the same level of ChatGPT that you have free access to? Yes or no, bro? I'm going to put you on a timer because you've been bullshitting me. Yes or no? It's not a long answer, so 20 seconds. Hell no. Okay. Hell doesn't need to have an apostrophe in it. That's heel. Just so you know. Anyway, tell me what you know about generative AI that's experimental. Tell me what you know about the AI contracts that the Pentagon keeps with ChatGPT and other AI sources. Lol, type O. There's no space between type and O. Typo is a word. It's in the dictionary. You can look it up. So go ahead and now you educate me. Nerd. This channel is a fishing cesspool. Get Nunya up out of here, bro. He seems real unhappy and can't answer a question. He just likes to fucking choke out his fucking nuh-uhs, but when you ask him a direct and honest fucking good faith question, he just wants to talk shit. Get him out. Show him the dough. Anyway, I gotta go. It's late. I'm fucking tired. I'm getting salty again. I gotta go. I'll see you guys later. See you tomorrow on Deep Fat Fried. Live at 2 p.m. PST. Figure out your own time. Bye.